Hey, Coach, how are you? Scott Church and Stream Punk Soccer. Congrats on the win. Talking a little Alonso Martinez here for a second. I believe the team's record was going into this game, I think 7-2-2 whenever he scores. Talk about that particular contribution, especially for tonight. Thanks.
Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of his contribution. 16 in the regular season, now scored in the second game of the postseason. Really important goal. I thought his work rate tonight was excellent. I thought his commitment in the sense of everything outside of just goal scoring was top. But he got the chance and he took it, and I thought he was unlucky with the second chance, which was incredibly difficult. Yeah, big player for us and delivered in a big moment.
Anthony? And then we'll go with Shane right after.
Coach Anthony Merced, AJM Sports. The second half, Cincinnati really turned up the gears and really went at you guys. What did you see from your team that you liked and disliked about how they performed in that second half?
Yeah, I said at half-time I expected them to... This is the format, right? So they've got nothing to lose. They've got a game in the pocket. So at 2-0 down, they can put 7 players on our back line and just play direct and play for second balls. And I think we can control the game better with the ball, which means that they don't get so much volume of direct play. But I've said before, in playoff football, you've got to absorb pressure. You've got to be able to bend but not break, and you've got to be able to take the knocks and, when they score, get a foothold back in the game. And, we're a team that want to play with the ball, but when you're under pressure against a team that is free and has nothing to lose, you've got to make sure that you come up with big moments. And Matt Freese, Justin Hack, Trevor Martins, James Sands, Mitra Illich thought was excellent, Kevin O'Toole, top. So we spoke about having to absorb pressure in the away game and the home game, and I thought for that 15 minutes where they came on top of us, we did that extremely well.
Shane, go ahead. Shane, go ahead.
Coach Shane O'Brien from AM New York. Congrats on the win and keeping the series alive. You obviously have to go to Cincinnati next week and win or get a result to go through. You've played them 3 times away this year and lost the 3 of them. What have you learned from those 3 games ahead of that game, and what can you bring into it?
Yeah, I think if you take the Leagues Cup game out, because I thought we were clearly the better team for 74 minutes, and then we made changes because we were already through, right? It alters the outcome of the game. I make 5 changes and we're never making a competitive game, preparing us for that. So if we take that one out, if you look at both Cincinnati games, we lost 1-0 twice, right? And I think the first one, we lost it on an Acosta moment. Really good for him in the sense of how he created that goal in the first game. Second game, again, tight game. We fell the wrong side of a tight game. But I think for us, the enthusing part, the bit that we can really hang on to is I don't think we feel we played our best football in that game last Monday. I think we feel if we have more threat in the game, I think if we take those transition moments better, we can potentially create chances and give them more problems with the ball. So 2 tight games, going to be a tight game again. They've gone from being a team that has nothing to lose to now being at home and having a lot to lose, but ultimately we're the same, right? We take it to game 3, and now it's about how we approach this one.
We'll go with JJ and then Griffin.
Nick, congratulations on the win. In the second half, just to follow up on the answer you gave to Anthony, when you guys came out, it tended to be like you wanted to play small ball, which I get the strategy behind it, but it didn't seem to really work. It gave Cincinnati the momentum. Any thoughts on possibly changing that for game 3, or did you feel comfortable with how the guys performed?
No, listen, this team, if you look at the data, right, I'm sure you've done your research, you probably know this already, but this team is the best in the conference at defending organised. They're number 1 across both teams. So when they get that back 5 in across their box and the 2 midfield players, Booker and Nwobodo in front, they give away the least chances in both conferences. So you have to take your moments when they're unorganised, they're in transition, and when they put 7 on your back line, they're going to give you so many. I thought we could have executed better in those moments, but we have to control the game. We put some possession, we have to have some moments, and of course we have to play a little bit more in the moment. It's playoff football, right? The emotion and the intensity, and at times it flips with a bit of anxiety from them to us, and you're not going to control 95 minutes, 97 minutes of all the ball in playoff football. You've got to be able to absorb pressure, and you've got to be able to execute in the moments that you get, and 3-1 win tonight, we're pleased with that.
Griffin?
Hi Coach, first of all, congrats on the win. Griffin Stevenson, WFPB Sports. Martins took a knock towards the end of the game, came off for a couple minutes. When he came back on, he was still noticeably limping a little bit. Can you walk us through the decision to leave him on with a potential winner-take-all Game 3 in the cards?
He would never let me take him off in that moment. He'd have to be on his back, completely broken to come out, because this guy has been an absolute warrior for this football club this year. He has been by far, listen, it's so hard for me to say the best player, the most committed player, because I could speak about all these guys here all day because of what we've been through and how we've reacted. Tonight's a great example, right? I say every time that I come in, when we have all this like real depression and dour about, oh, we didn't do this and we didn't do that and you can't be consistent. Every time we take a punch, we react. That's why I'm proud of that locker room. Thiago Martins isn't coming out of that game on 90 minutes because he just can't, and he stands on the sides and argues with the fourth official. The rules are the rules, right? He has to be out for 2 minutes. I don't think he read the rules because he was nearly running on. I had to hold him back. You know, he's a warrior and a guy that wears our captain's armband. He's produced tonight on set play finally for us. I just told him that in the locker room. But yeah, his commitment for this football club is high level.
Joe, and then last one will be Sean.
Nick, you had said before the game that, you know, Maxi's status, whether or not he would go in, you had to do something because of Tavon. But you also put Justin Hack in. I'm just wondering your thought behind that, and it seems he rewarded you, had a great performance.
Yeah, Burke was good. Burke's been in and out lately because he's been struggling with a little bit of injury. He went in. I said before, right, you know, I'm sure you can scroll through my press conferences and my quotes on Justin Hack. Probably the same reason that I did it in the Red Bull game. We're in Queens, right in front of our people. And I said pre-game, we need all of our people. Justin Hack's boy from Brooklyn. Put him on the field in the playoff game where it's do or die, you know you're going to get everything for him because he's in his city, fighting for his people. I thought he was excellent tonight. So I'm not a guy that normally makes decisions based on emotion, but maybe that was an emotional one tonight because I know that guy will die for this city, for everybody at this football club, and tonight I thought he was excellent.
Sean Suckling, Madison coach. If you could give me one word to describe Matty Freeze's performance today.
Goalkeeper of the year, right? I've got one. What do you want me to say? I could say like amazing, fantastic. This guy, what I want, one of you guys use the statistician, go out and find out how many points he might have saved us based on expected goals. I'm sure we would probably potentially be lower without Matt Freeze. I think Kalina at Charlotte is top goalkeeper, but I think between him and Matt, they're the best goalkeepers in MLS and have been the best performers this year. So I think it's crazy that he's not in the three. But I told him when he was disappointed that he wasn't, right? Just do your talking with your gloves. I say to all my players, do your talking with your feet or do your talking with your gloves? Because that's the only thing you can do. Massive save, right? I think we should score on the counter-attack. But yeah, great guy, humble, produced for the team, and that's all we ask in these moments is just producing these moments.